Telco giant Singtel says the lack of talent trained in artificial intelligence could be one of Singapore's most consequential bottlenecks in its digital journey. It comes as a slew of major companies have announced plans to set up or ramp up activities here, from OpenAI to the launch of the country's first homegrown AI development platform. Nicholas Ng speaks to CEO of digital InfraCo, Singtel Bill Chang, to learn more.
When you look at the business environment and government policies and all these other factors as a whole, what makes Singapore so attractive for AI investment?
Well, if you think about, Singapore, it's firstly, it's a business hub, and built, it's got very good trust around the business global community. It's got excellent communications infrastructure. It's got fantastic talent pool, and obviously we could do a lot more with that. And how do we scale that up? And I think, we've got a very progressive government that thinks about policies with, private and public sector collaborations. What we're doing with, some of the agencies in the science and research, we have the ability to move very fast. And so by creating those collaboration platforms and, creating and building upon our attractiveness as a hub, and that's where we have the opportunity to attract many more. So if you imagine the successes that we build over here as a hub, the ability for us to export very quickly and replicate that across our associates, our partners out in the region, it's what is very attractive to all these AI innovators around the world. And we're getting inbound a lot of requests to engage, given the attractiveness. And we're obviously working with DISG in a very close collaboration manner to really look at how do we help them land and expand here, so that we could really connect the ecosystem and to create much more opportunities as a result.
So when an AI company decides to set up in a country, how important are these public-private partnerships?
I think, we're to make sure that these partnerships, private and public sector, are very purpose-driven in achieving what matters to these companies. Otherwise, there's a lot of partnerships, but it's got to be curated to specifically meet the needs of these AI innovators who want to expand beyond their home markets and to think about Asia, to think about Singapore. I think we're at the start of this, and we've had some quick successes, which is really heartening to see. But this is at the early onset of AI, and so there is, we've had a good start. And it's key to sustain that momentum and key to, extend that successes so that we can really create a bigger ecosystem. And as you have more and more players here, the ability to create these intersections, interconnections, in it generates more value as well.
If you could snap your fingers and change anything you want about Singapore, from its government policy to its business environment, what would you do to change it to make it more attractive for AI investment?
I would say build more of this talent pool. Yeah, because these AI companies are very deep in tech, and as they expand, they would need top caliber people, right? AI engineering, data scientists, people who are, able to translate into solutions. And so that's probably the biggest factor. If you say that's the one key factor, the AI talent. So that we can, and it's also dealing with this whole sustainability issues, with GPUs that consume so much energy, carbon footprint, and how do we do it sustainably, right? And thinking about, the carbon issue that's also growing. And so that's another area that, Nexera, which is a sustainable AI DC platform, is advancing, whether building the most efficient in energy and water and, DCs. Very high dense that can take all these, GPUs, and at the same time looking at, for example, in using renewable energy to power our assets in our own operations, and also working with our customers to solve some of the renewable energy needs in the coming years.